we're going to taste the Arche Amarone della Valpolicella. This is a famous big red wine from the northeast of Italy.
So this is from the Valpolicella region of Italy, so kind of north of Verona, east of Lake Garda. And the region makes a variety of wines from 3 grape varieties, from light and easy up to very rich and sweet. And Amarone is kind of towards the top of that kind of richness level. So grape varieties are Corvina, which gives a really nice red fruit, and the Corvione and Rondinella, which give acidity and structure to the wine. Now here the grapes are partially dried over winter, kind of laid out on bamboo racks to stop any rot developing and keep that purity of fruit, and then are fermented. So the drying obviously causes water to evaporate from the grape, so you're left with very concentrated sugar. And so when the wines ferment, they're naturally higher alcohol. I think this is probably 15.5 or 16%.
15% on the label.
15% on the label. So as you can tell, a very rich style of wine, and there's usually a small amount of sugar left over, but that's kind of balanced out by the full body, the fruit, the tannin, the acidity in the wine. So it's a big, complex style of wine and very, very traditional in Italy.
Amazing. Let's have a taste. What flavours and aromas would you be looking out for in a wine with that method?
So Corvina, as a basic wine, would be very red fruited. So I'd expect red fruit here, but to be much more concentrated, kind of slightly, well, not quite jammy, but yeah, slightly dried, rich, cooked aromas. And lots of spice, because from that alcohol as well, it is higher alcohol, you are going to get some spiciness from it, but that's all partly integrated into the body.
Such an intense nose, isn't it? It's beautiful.
It's almost, it's almost port-like on the nose, but we'll get to the palate and it's going to be much drier than that, and lots and lots of structure.
A wine with this much intensity and complexity, you need some quite interesting punchy dishes to go with it, I think, don't you? And Abby has really nicely matched 2 alternatives. I think one very meaty and one with those big strong flavours but vegetarian. So we have a classic bavette steak, one of the juiciest, meatiest cuts of steak, I think, with a salsa verde, lovely punchy green flavours. So that, I think, is a classic match with this. But she's also suggested a nice aubergine stew. Again, the kind of meaty flavours and textures from the aubergine, I think, would marry beautifully, and some really nice strong flavours in that stew. Again, proving that even with a really big red wine like this, you don't have to go for meat. And I think there's the option of adding a bit of fish to the stew as well. Again, meaty fish with a wine like this could be a really nice match as well. So a really classic wine from the northeast of Italy, big flavours, bold flavours, fantastic with those big meaty or full flavoured dishes, and a wine to really linger over as well.